I'm a bear now. Bear and Breakfast, a small indie game that when I saw, I instantly got attached to because not only do I get to play as a bear, I get to manage a B&B, but it's on PlayStation, which is the console of choice for me. I knew I had to hop in and see not only how long will it take me to platinum it or 100% it, but also, well, that's it. That's about it. Yeah. So I hopped in. Maybe this will take 100 days. Maybe this will take 150 days, 200 days, 300 days. Unreal life. In the game, of course. But yeah, let's see how long it takes me to get the platinum. And also, a good game. I recommend. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the video.
The game begins in an empty void, where Hank, the main playable character, complains about struggling to sleep. During that, it appears that he has a nightmare about a big spooky bird that just ends up disappearing with a clash of thunder. From there, Hank is off to sleep, but just before the screen fades to black, big eyes appear. This is gonna be important later down the line. Anyway, it's day one. Luck. My first trophy, and all I had to do was just wake up. After that, Hank ends up going to his mom, who's calling him, called Margaret, who he has like a brief conversation about sleeping and eating and all of that stuff, and then from there he's told to go wake up Annie and Will, who are kind of like the most important characters in Hank's life throughout the game. Annie is a Carolean dog, I hope I pronounced that correctly, and Will is small, but also a poor will bird. After a short yap session, Margaret, Hank's mom, tasked us into going to Black Moss, a new location, to get alligator weed. She also emphasized not to go anywhere past the swamp itself, which of course, when we got there, we didn't do that. Like we ended up exploring further and found an abandoned building. And just by that abandoned building, we found a truck called Pawn Voyage, and beside that truck there is a talking blow-up shark called Finn. He ended up speaking like a robot and told us that we have to repair the Dinky Shack, which is the abandoned building just behind. There was a little hesitation around it, but in the end, the goal is to make the bed and breakfast because that's the whole point of the game. Quick side note, here is a brief breakdown of the story of this game. The reason why the animals are roaming and talking and all of that, I actually have no explanation for that, but as for the lack of humans, well, there was a fire, a big one at that. And with this, all the places that were once populated with people are just not and are completely abandoned. And I, as the main character or whoever plays this game, Hank, who has a heart of gold, decide that even though mom said we shouldn't, we still do end up, opening a bunch of bed and breakfasts throughout the game. I'll be completely honest, the story isn't absolutely crazy or like the best thing I've ever experienced, but it does the job. And me being me also, it didn't help that I did kind of skip through like all the dialogue options that I had throughout the game, but that's besides the point. To rebuild the shack, I had to go find Tony, who was in a new location called Sawdust. When I ran into him, he tasked me with getting wood for him in the first place before he did stuff for me, and the stuff that he would do for me is essentially show me how to build in this game and overall just help me rebuild the shack itself. Also, I did end up getting a good few trophies today. The reason I'm including them here is because they were just given out to me for the tiniest of things. So on top of the one that I got for waking up, I got the Little Rebel trophy for not listening to mom, and Shark Oil for basically meeting Finn the mascot for the first time. Somehow it also actually ended up being day 2, and this day started with me cleaning out the Dinky shack. I don't know, I just call it multiple different things. Let's just go with it. And getting another trophy from that for repairing it. From there, beside the building, I was able to repair a crafting table and had the ability to build my first room. This is where I have to bring up a very important thing about this game. You see, this was very clearly initially made for PC use and playing with a mouse, more specifically just literally a mouse. Because when this game was ported over to console like PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch even, which again I am playing on the PlayStation because we're going for the platinum, the controls are absolutely abysmal. Like, I'm not trying to hate, I'm not trying to put anything bad against the game, because the game itself, I actually absolutely loved playing every single little bit of it, but the thing that made me actually give up after the second day and then not come back to it for a few more days was the use of controller. Here's a quick breakdown of what I mean and why it kind of sucks. So, when I'm in building mode, press triangle to go to this wheel. In the wheel, interact with 4 different options. Simple. Let's go to crafting. In this crafting, press the right analog stick to craft. That's definitely a very interesting choice. Press pause for filters. Want a switch menu? Oh, press L1. Then in inventory, want to build a room? Easy. Basically, very Sims-ish, so I will give them that. To place item, not X on controller, it's instead square. I'm already confusing myself trying to explain it. It's just something that you'd have to experience, and it's definitely a huge learning curve, so I guess I should shut up because I did actually learn it. At first, it just made me very confused and very stressed out. Anyway, I got that room done because of course I did. And from there, I was able to assign my first guest. Because of that, I ended up getting the #1 trophy. From there, I wasn't really sure of what to do exactly, which is also something that happened a lot throughout this playthrough, so I decided to wander around a bit, and I found Oliver. He didn't really understand Hank, so I did enjoy like that bit of the dialogue because, you know, it's just a bear talking to a human, and he gave me a scratched envelope and asked if I could give it to Beanie? Who? From there, I found a raccoon called Took who wanted a sandwich. Okay. My gamer brain activated and I just decided to rob Oliver, which was actually funny enough the thing that I was supposed to do, and I unlocked Took's garbage, which introduces me to the 2 different currencies in this game. There's the normal gold coins, which you just use to buy stuff, and then there is the trash or garbage currency. And the only way of getting that currency is from people who come to your B&B and create trash, and you have the ability to pick it up, and from that you're then able to buy different decoration items to increase the level of rooms, which is a requirement for some of the guests, and like they kind of do play off of each other very well, and I do really like this addition inside of the game. From there, I ended up getting my second guest. Wow, I'm really making out there, aren't I, with these B&Bs. Also, Took told me that I can repair the kiosk that is just beside us, but first I had to talk to Oliver about it. There's just a lot of back and forth. Then I got Prestige 2 on the Dinky Shed, which is done with those like items you get from Took, and I did need to complete this challenge, and I decided to clean up the kiosk to start the progress in repairing it. From there, I went to explore a bit just to get a sense of the overall area, and I learned that there is fast travel in this game, and it's in the form of bus stops. Then I found a watchtower in Sawdust, which seemed to have someone sleeping in it. I was really confused as to who this was. Honestly, looking at this, it looked like an animal. I was like, ooh, which animal is this? It actually turned out to be a human, and she's called Sabine, who can understand Hank. Very interesting. And also, fun fact, turns out she was actually Beanie. Sabine, which is her nickname actually given by Oliver, so that's why I had no idea who the hell that was. She actually gave me a compass, which is my first trinket. These essentially give you like buffs inside of the game and are actually extremely helpful, and I really like them. From there, I went back to Oliver, and for completing the quest with the envelope for him, he actually gave me a bus sign, which allowed me to activate the fast travel in this area, so that's pretty cool. Also, you might notice day 2 was pretty long. You see, since I took that break, the one that I told you about after giving up after the building and halfway through day 2, I forgot that you can literally sleep inside of this game. Like, they tell you to do this, and sleeping is extremely essential, but I didn't learn that again until like a few days later, so we will get back to this topic, and most of these days will be extremely long because I just go from basically 12 a.m. to 11:59. Yes, there we go. I know times. Anyway, the night of day 3, I got Oliver's toolbox and a quest to find a spelling book for Tony. So I decided to head back home because I had no idea what to do. Here I did talk to Mom, which created a very odd interaction. She just kind of gave me money and acted as if, you know, I wasn't gone for a very long time. Okay. Also, I was pretty lucky to guess where the spelling book was because it was actually at home, and that meant that he got to work on the kiosk and he actually completely fixed it up. Since that was done, Took told me he'll give a good word to Big Cheese for me. Is that the Biggie Cheese? Since that was done, Annie and Will decided to like panic and call for me. They were acting as if they like lost me or something. Weren't G like literally beside me throughout this whole 2 days of trying to get this whole place cleaned up? I even interacted with you multiple times. See, this is what? From there we went home, and even the mom was like, what is happening? What is happening? And I was like, actually, never mind. You should do the B&Bs. Honestly, I don't know if the devs struggled to figure out how to get you to do stuff, but with the way I was kind of understanding stuff, it seemed like the mom would probably put up a bigger fight, but she was kind of like, I mean, yeah, you should do that. From there, I did actually get a piece of clothing, which was pretty cool, the trucker cap, but before I put it on, I was told to rest, which of course I didn't. But look, it's Rat Indiana Jones, or well, Anton actually. He told me to go see him in A24. Okay. I know there was 2 references here, but I'm only gonna do one of them. The A24? Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Also, Annie is genuinely tweaking. I'm kind of like worried about her and Will after what they did a while ago. And back I go. I decided to try to see where this A24 was, but first I actually ended up meeting Barbara, who is like the keeper of the woods. Nice old lady. And after some trial and error, I found the A24 location, which was just located to the south of the area where I have that shack. A24 ended up being a desert. How far did Hank just walk? What? Here I did find Claire and Anton, of course, who tasked me with finding Wade. As a return for finding Wade, whoever that is, Anton did tell me he will help me out, so that definitely sparked my interest. As I was looking for him, I ran into Terry Finn, who at the time I didn't know did absolutely nothing and is just basically a reskin of Finn for a Christmas update that is still remaining in the game. I'll talk more on that later. From here, I was actually able to go to Black Moss, which was kind of interesting, and it brought me to like the completely different area of it. Remember that place that I went to on day 1? Yeah, there's like way more to it. Here I did actually find a new character that I think is one of my favorite designs called Charlotte, who is a witch crocodile or alligator. It's one of those. She actually ended up having Wade, and I have to get charcoal lilies for her to essentially free him, which was extremely easy. After successfully getting him back, I got the scrap heap trophy, which was for unlocking the scrapyard. This is essentially like one of the best spots in the game because it has very valuable materials that replenish in the exact same spots over and over. I think the materials themselves have a random chance of being different, but the actual items that give them to you just re-show up every day after a certain amount of time. Also, on top of that, there is a recycler here that I didn't really understand in the early days, so I didn't start using them until like I think it's past day 50. So for now, I just was very confused. After that, I decided to explore a bit more of this A24, and I ran into Ipswich, who's a bird that is a shopkeeper. And then I found a diner and a motel. Okay, and to finish off the day, as I put in my notes, I put on my hat. Finally. Day 4, I was really struggling to figure out what to do since my money was really lacking and I didn't have any specific quests to work on that just didn't require time. Thankfully, I did run into Gus. The Gus? We're still going with these. I'm sorry. Somehow, I did actually complete the last Finn quest. He did just kind of disappear, but in his place, there's just like this sign that just gives me even more quests, and these are actually really essential for the platinum, so I have to like complete the Finn quest, and on top of that I need to complete like these road signs panel quests. From this I do get like money and clothes, so that's pretty cool. Yes, please. Thankfully, Finn's story was not over. He was in fact by the motel in A24, and since I basically pre-did the things for him to open up this place, I was able to just get the watering hole trophy for, well, reopening the motel. Here I need to now build a room, you know, the basics, and also actually maybe other rooms since now I seem to have bathrooms unlocked and some kind of thing in special. Also, I only now learned how to open my map in this game. More of the controls, you know, usually on a PlayStation you press the D-pad and then you'd be done. In this you have to like press square and an X and an X again to open a bigger map and smaller map. It's rough, okay? It's rough. I'm not gonna talk about the controls anymore. From there, I decided to talk to Gus, which is, you know, the Gus, which somehow he just got really pissed off at Hank and said that I'm rude. I think I shouldn't be skipping through these. And then I got a quest to compliment him, which I tried, but he didn't like it. What just happened? And to finish up the long ass day, again, no sleeping, I built a bathroom and was tasked to make a bar. You know, the special stuff. But I can't, because I have no money. So instead, for the rest of the day, I just kind of looted and explored. Day 4, I made a metal biker bear. This had me very confused, but in the end, it is actually really good that I did do this. Not only is it for a trophy, but it also kind of affects the amount of people that come to your place. So rebuilding the things around the area just attracts more guests, you know, makes it look more like normal. And look, that's a 5 out of 5 star review. And after that, I just had no idea what I could possibly do since I need 400 gold and I'm stuck on 352 until some guest goes away. So we're on to day 6, which nope, I still can't do anything. So I just decided to vibe and wait. Thankfully, I did find out that Ipswich did have a quest for me, and it was actually to rebuild the diner that's beside the motel. So that gives me something to do, thankfully. I needed parts though, like 10 porcelain chunks and 5 glass panels, so for the rest of the day I just looted. Though I was struggling to find the porcelain things in day 7 since these rocks can only give them to me from what I was able to find on the internet and just overall by myself, and they actually don't replenish that fast, and it doesn't help that I'm not sleeping inside of this game. Oh! Wait, Timber Crossing quest is done? Oh my god, I have pants now. Haha, I'm slowly becoming a new bear. A business bear. Also, new quest. Get Prestige 3 in Dinky Shed. But wait, I have 783 coins now. I can finally do things. So from there, I made the bar, which gave me a new quest for getting more guests in. I got annoyed at this 4.5 star review since I need like 5 out of 5s for a trophy. So I tried to make things better with decorations, hopefully. From there, I tried to understand how the bathroom range works since it has like a blue circle. So basically whatever room is touched by any amount of this circle will have a bathroom effect on it, which is pretty important for the guests. Well, you know, because it's a bathroom, but then again, it's kind of stupid because if you're a normal human, you'd know where the bathroom is. We're not gonna get into the details of video game making. Also, I got the last porcelain piece and not only rebuilt the diner, but also just fixed up the gas pump that's actually at Ipswich's the bird's shop. And this one is again just for more guests. Parent breakfast fun fact.
So for our first fun fact, this one is kind of more like about the dev team. So this dev team, it's like their first game ever. So, you know, all the mistakes, all the bugs, all the issues, they're very easily excused. And I kind of have tiny bit of experience in game development, so I can understand some of the bugs and things that will happen, or like the controller issues that I've had. But this dev team is called Gummy Cat, and it's actually like a small indie dev team from Romania. They got the game published by Armor Games Studio. The cool thing about that is they haven't published as well many indie games, but from what I looked at, they were very like artistic and similar to this, which may I just say, Bear and Breakfast, art style, everything is crazy impressive. Now the cool thing with this dev team is they are trying to actually work on updates, and they are making one that's basically almost like Sims-like, so you'll be able to essentially build your own B&B from what I'm understanding, and also just a bunch of different decorations and cosmetics. Something that happens during this gameplay is you're stuck in Christmas time. I'll talk more about that later, about that update, but it's still really cool that indie dev teams get to come together in a small group and create such cool games that you can then play. You can play it on any console, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC. This isn't an ad for it, but I think it's just cool, and I think you should test it out and just, you know, test out indie games if you don't play many.
Day 8, I got the Dinky Shed up to level 3 prestige. From there, I went to check up on the motel where I found out Megan thinks my bathroom is dirty. Oh yeah? I hope you don't come back again, Megan. Also, I kind of ended up getting locked in with this guest in the bathroom. I don't think I was supposed to be in here. This was a very interesting experience, the fact that she just confidently did everything from there. After that, I made a new room and made some pre-bookings for tomorrow for the guests. On day 9, the guest that ended up getting stuck with me gave me 5 stars. Thank you, I guess. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. From there, I struggled to do stuff since, you know, lack of money. I might have just had 700, but that just went away just like that. And I have no idea what to do overall, once again. So I looked up how I can sleep since, yeah, remember I forgot. And turns out this option down here in my bar, you know, the menu bar at the bottom, yeah, it means I can sleep past 9 p.m. Oh my god, it was literally there. How am I so blind? This is just embarrassing, but we move on. This was incredibly helpful because sleeping is like the #1 most important thing in this game to make money. So in day 10, I woke up. Well, that's weird to say. And because of that, I completed my last Fin quest. He's gone again. Also, it's windy today. I didn't know there was like different weather in this game, and wind surprisingly is the most returning one in this, so I might be surprised right now, but I really was sick of it by the end of the game. Since the Fin quest was done, I had a play card quest here, or well, the sign thing, whatever they're called, which had me make 5 level 2 bedrooms, which I'm just gonna wait for a while with. From there, I decided to chat to Barbara, who was just kind of standing here like at the back of the motel the whole time, and only now I was able to interact with her, and she told me to get her like this book, which I did end up finding a few days ago, like literally beside her, so that was pretty cool. And after that, Sabine decided to show up and told me that the High Lake barrier is now open. I'm sorry, what now? It took me forever to find this place because, you know, High Lake, I've never heard of that one before. It ended up being in the very north of the Timber Crossing, basically where the Dinky Shack is, dinky shed. And it's like a new place that has like a dam, and it's pretty dark, so I can't see much. So I just decided to sleep to explore the area tomorrow, which I did in day 11. While I was doing that, I rebuilt a billboard. Might as well make progress on getting guests in here, so that does actually confirm that there will be a place to get guests in here, right? I found a food chest, which is new. There's food. And then I ran into Julia, who is the goat. Like, she's a goat. Please don't click off. I promise I'm cringing at these as much as you are probably watching it. I was actually meant to find her since Sabine told me to. I did run into her as well. And it turns out she takes care of a little farm in the area. Not gonna lie, this is indeed very cool. Was not expecting farming to become a part of this at all, but farming is always welcome considering my history on this YouTube channel. Julia does actually seem to be kind of on the edge. She really didn't want to trust Hank in the slightest. And hey, look, it's Finn, my boy. And this means I have to now take care of a farmhouse. But first, gotta clean it up and reopen it. Oh, there's even an upstairs to this place. This definitely offers a lot of possibilities. Because of that, I did finally get a new trophy. Took us a while. It's called Till the Soil. From there, I went back to Julia to try to earn more of her trust since, you know, I rebuilt the farmhouse, which I think she wanted me to get done. I think it's a bit better. Maybe. I guess if I get her sage, she'll trust me some more. And for the rest of the day, instead of dealing with the quests, I decided to work a bit on, you know, the bed and breakfast stuff, because that's the whole point of the game. Day 12, I actually realized I have no idea where this dark grove area is that Julia wants me to find her sage. So instead, I asked Sabine about building a camp by the farmhouse, but first, gotta clean it up. One cool thing is, it seems that as of right now, each new bed and breakfast area gives you like new room additions, like in this with the camp. It kind of makes it more exciting to get to new locations and bed and breakfast, like just constantly progressing through the game just to get new, better stuff. But you can't actually use, like for example, if I get this camp, you can't make a camp in a motel for obvious reasons. I just finally decided to look up where this dark grove was after that was done, just because I really wanted to know. And it turns out I can access it through Sawdust area. Okay, Sawdust is that area where I met Tony and Sabine on that like watchtower thingy. But before that, since it's late, I'll do some management work. So I guess we'll do that in day 13. And I did. It's all like spooky and dark. Since this is a new area, this does mean I need to explore, which I actually ended up discovering Gus again. Would you look at that? And for now, he seems to be pretty chill with me and asked if I get him some dippy eggs, he will, I guess, make up and forgive me for being rude. Okay, but how the hell do I, does that mean I can cook? What? I guess I did find the food. How do I make a dippy egg? Where do I cook? I need a kitchen, right? Anyway, apart from that, got the sage and off I went to check up on the B&Bs because every single day I gotta do it. In day 14, I gave Julia the sage, and with that, she actually trusted me enough to get access to her garden. I'm making progress. Also, I had to make a dining room, which I did, and Julia was indeed flabbergasted. Because of that, I finally got the kitchen stuff. Haha, I'm coming for you, Gus. But where does one get egg? Because right now I'm only seeing like plant farms, no animal farms. Also, I did get a trophy, something blue, which was for getting 15 blueprints. That's pretty cool. Something interesting I learned was that the kitchen can actually downgrade the overall location, and on top of that, you don't want to build rooms beside it, because just like the bathroom has an effect of, you know, activating rooms to be able to access the bathroom, the kitchen has the disadvantage of being loud. So I do appreciate that kind of a detail. After the kitchen was done, it was cooking time, which, going back to the controls thing, this confused me even more. Remember the controller complaints? Yeah, I think the most confusing thing about this overall like cooking experience is that, you know, instead of just using our analog stick moving from left to right all over the place, instead you do it by switching tabs with arrows, or I guess menus, and then you can't use the arrows, which I'm usually used to using inside of like my inventory or these kind of menus. You're actually supposed to use the analog stick, so I ended up jumping all around the place. Anyway, I ended up actually figuring it out, or at least fighting through it, and I ended up cooking because of course I did. And it's just a lot of trial and error, and I gotta really lock in. And so I decided to place all the food I was supposed to inside of like a buffet, which is in the dining room, and this is how you feed your guests, which now introduces on top of the bathroom and the comfort and the decoration levels, now a food level. Oh boy. In day 15, I got Julia's quest done, and then I made some progress on Finn quests. Just nothing interesting happened in day 15 apart from that. Day 16, the Dinky Shed quest was finally finished, and from there I got a trail mix, which is a trinket, and it lets me zoom around the place. Kinda. Anyway, the new quest requires me to get 2 level 2 bedrooms. Also, somehow I now only realized the same challenge was in a motel. Remember I told you like a few days ago, but I just forget while I play. Anyway, the Dinky Shed quest is done, and now I now need Prestige 4. I'm really struggling with space up in this place. How am I'm at 69 out of 100. Oh god, okay. Took your stonks need to really be better, my guy, because I need this Prestige 4, I need this Platinum, I need this trophy. From there, I decided to just go work on those 5 level 2 bedrooms in A24 instead, which I did get done, and I got a watch for that. It now shows me the time without me having to go into the main map menu, so this is actually a huge help and helps a lot with, you know, going to sleep at 9 p.m. if you understand a normal clock, which thankfully I do. Now, I need 10 reviews for the next quest. Oh my god. Day 17, I realized how brutal people are with the reviews in the farmhouse, which I realized was because they couldn't get to the food. Oops. Also, bathroom isn't good enough. This is really confusing me. At least it did at the beginning of this playthrough. Also, from there I found out that Julia sells recipes, which means that there it is. There's a dippy egg. Haha. Also, I ended up getting the other ones just because why not? I had the money, and it actually gave me a trophy finally again called the Bottom Line Cook. From here, since I don't have enough to make more bathroom stuff to try and fix my problem, I went to the scrapyard to replenish my stuff, and I found out that Oliver actually has a store. He sells loggers, tools, and bus signs, which I do need for fast travel. Perfect. Day 18, I made a bathroom upstairs, which finally fixed my silly problems I had with the farmhouse, and also I decided to rebuild the bus stop that was here to make my life even more easier, and allows me to essentially jump to A24 as fast as I can to then fix the bathroom problem there, because I now actually understand that blue circle, which I didn't at the time. And also I got another trophy, which was the Hammer Fall one for unlocking 30 blueprints. Day 19, I got another trophy. Again, look at me go, getting trophies back to back. This one was for earning 10,000 coins. Doesn't feel like it. From there, I actually got Finn's quest done in the farmhouse and got the other quests unlocked. First one, serve 10 meals. Surprisingly, that's easy, I hope. From there, I once again got the option to talk to Barbara, and she wanted me to cook her up a mushroom soup, which I ended up doing, and then she dipped. No new area? Oh, wait, no. Yapathon with Julia and Sabine first, and voila! Winterberry is unlocked. Again, how far did I just walk? Like, how was it snowy already? Here, I did meet Jax, who is another new character, and I swear, one of the times that I actually read what Hank said, it's a damn Avengers reference. Oh wait, the Avengers? Anyway, Winterberry has ski cabins, yes, plural, so now I have to take care of 2 different buildings at the same time, well, on top of the other ones. Oh my god. Day 20, I had the ski cabins repaired, and with that, I got the cool mountain trophy. From there, I had to go to Whitestone Bay. Oh my god. This game is starting to pick up. We're having a new area. But first, I will manage to get some more money. And turns out, that's actually what I did all day. In day 21, I finally went to the Bay area and I met Barbara. Huh. And also, Wade. Oh my god, I thought we were done with him. He decided to tell me to make him some French onion soup. It seems like this game really likes making me cook food for people. Thankfully, Barbara was more creative and asked me to get like a radio receiver from a lighthouse that was just beside me. What are you cooking up, lady? Like, what are you cooking? I should be saying, actually. Anyway, I did that, and once again, felt too lazy to read all the dialogue, so I have no clue what she's actually doing. Guess we'll find out later. Also, after exploring some of this small-ish area, I found bats. Excuse me, what? They aren't really like fully talkable yet. You can talk to them, but it's only them talking to you with like a little thing. So I guess we're gonna have to return to them at some point. I hope anyway. Since that was done, I decided to cook up the French onion soup. So I got the recipe. And on top of that, I decided to finally look up how to get an egg because it was bothering me. And turns out you can just buy one. So there is no animal farms. You get it from Ipswich back at A24, I guess. So in day 22, I went off to A24 and good because I did actually have a challenge to do in this area, which now has me make 2 level 1 bathrooms. Okay, how the hell am I meant to fit? Never mind, I got it. And from that, I got a fanny pack. Oh, it gives me more storage. I was kind of struggling with that for a while. And from there, now I need 3 level 3 bathrooms. Okay, firstly, let's just go back to what I was doing, and that was getting the egg. When I returned, I realized I had the quest done for the farmhouse, and thankfully, I did also have the next one done, since it required me to have a level 2 dining room. As for the next one, I need 5 level 3 bathrooms. Great. Also, from there, when I wanted to make the food finally, it appears that I'm missing simmer option to make the French onion soup, and from looking it up and investigating, I need a level 2 kitchen, which, from my understanding, isn't going to be happening anytime soon. Great. Wait, you're gonna have to wait. Let's keep going. In day 23, I got the 5 level 3 bedrooms done, which rewarded me with a tape measure. And let me just tell you, oh my god, this is a saving grace. It allows me to access build mode from anywhere. No more crafting bench table thing is needed. Genuinely an amazing tinker item, and it was just so good. Thank you so much, game. Also, now I need to build a level 2 kitchen, which I can't. So I decided to instead work on the motel, which I did get some solid work done on. Now I need to get level 3 bathroom and host 2 people. Should be easy. Anyway, let's go give some dippy eggs to Gus because I had them done. And this actually was an interesting part of the game because when I gave them to him, he is now working for me. Like, that's a big step up from, hating me to working for me. And he decided to be my concierge. Basically a person that will choose the people to, go to be the guests that will stay in the actual selected area that I put him in. And I also received the Crossed Keys Society trophy. As a whole, Gus's working bit, I honestly never used it. Seemed like a useful thing, but also was kind of useless because the game even told me he's just not gonna do as good of a job as me. And I kind of want to maximize my costs, and I want to, put the people in places that I know will maximize that money income because they'll definitely give a 5 out of 5 star review. Alright, breakfast fun fact!
This next fun fact is actually kind of small because it involves actually something in the game that I noticed myself, which was just kind of like a moment. And this fun fact actually involves Hank, the main character or the player, and the people or the guests that come to your B&B. Because when you first start off, you scare the first guests or the first few guests because you're a bear. Of course they're going to be scared of you. But if you start putting on clothes, by that I mean a hat, a sweater, pants, that's the only stuff that you can put on, the people actually start confusing you for a human. And the way you can tell if they like you or not is if they have a sad face or a scared face above their head or a smiley face. So yeah, that's kind of it. It's a small, short, fun fact about the game, but it's so cool and I really, really like that feature.
Day 24, I got a second trophy, which was the People Pleaser one. This is for hosting 50 guests. Damn, has it already been that many? Damn. From there, I went to Jack's and got a new recipe for a heater. Oh my god. It takes -80 off decorations. Oh, so you want to get difficult now, game, huh? Okay, fair enough. We can make this work. Because of that, I did get a Fin quest to essentially set up those heaters, and they really confused me. Very much so. I guess we'll see. Also, I did look up how to get the level 2 kitchen, and it turns out I need the greenhouse up and going, and I don't have that. How do I get that? Day 25, I tried to figure it out and discovered it's in Winterberry. I can't actually do anything with it, so I guess we're just gonna have to wait. But I do have a Jack's quest, so that's good. He wants me to go repair a broadcast station in High Lake area. I did see that a few days ago, so that's what I did. But I need to run around a good bit, since for it I need an antenna dish, record player, and a microphone. As I did that, I ran into Cian, I think it's Cian, so I'm just gonna say Cian, who is I actually have no idea. This is another character that I can't really do with anything yet. So instead I decided to rebuild the old snow kitten. Why is it called that? Broadcast station officially back up and running, and I got movie theater stuff from Jack's. Interesting. Day 26, I worked on the Winterberry cabins, and overall consisted of me just doing that, needing materials, getting distracted with the motel, and then needing more materials. Very eventful day. Day 27, again, Winterberry work, a bunch of back and forth, getting things and not getting things, and it's really hitting me how bad that -80 decoration thing is. As for day 28, I was finally able to unlock the last quest for the motel, which requires me to get 15 5-star reviews. Oh, this will be a long one, won't it? From there, I worked on the dinky shed and also on the ski cabins, which is where I ran into the big confusion. Somehow, I have the heaters made, have the fuel in them, but the rooms are basically getting nothing from them. This is something that I didn't figure out until later, but I'll tell you right now, it's actually a bug in a way. You see, sometimes it shows the required heat, but the guests are still freezing. So for example, if a guest needs 24 degrees Celsius, it is 24 degrees Celsius in the room, but they still say they're freezing. It's just a visual bug, but again, I thought I was doing something wrong and I didn't figure that out until later. As for me having 0 right now, well, that was just because I didn't have the fuel inside of it. So that was just embarrassing, which I did end up noticing in day 29, and I now need just food inside of this area to get this whole place up and going. Day 30 was Again, nothing really, just managing and panicking as to how to do everything at once, because like it's just a lot of things to manage at once. It's almost like real life. And then day 31, the Winterberry guests finally were able to show up, and somehow like all the rooms in the cabin that was like upstairs on the one to the left were just completely inaccessible. I know it looks tight, but I checked it out before and it seemed to work. So I just decided to see what I could do. I got some of them working, but another one I couldn't get. And then on top of that, again, I told you about the heater issue, so I just decided to add more heating, and they were still freezing. And then in day 32, the Timber Crossing quests were done, so I just worked on that and just tried my best to keep working on Winterberry. I really started understanding more and more of the comfort level, which was a good thing, and some of the decoration, which was still a learning curve for me. So I decided to do some overhauls in the dinky shed in Timber Crossing. It felt like that was a better option than trying to constantly figure out the freezing option. Day 33, Finn was done actually in Winterberry, which was pretty quick actually. And this did mean that I got a new amount of challenges, and for that I did receive a thermostat, which now shows me the temperature. Another feature I actually just never really used, but hey, not the worst addition. Also, new challenge, build 6 level 4 bedrooms and a lounge. There's a lounge now. This did actually make me kind of just not want to work on Winterberry right now, since I'm having just so many issues with it. So I think I'm just gonna probably finish Timber Crossing, A24, and High Lake before I just come back to this confusing area dealing with the heating, food, and lounges and whatever else there's actually to do. So off I went to try and improve the farmhouse, since I do need the level 2 kitchen, and turns out Jax once again had a different quest for it, which was great. Anyway, he wanted me to give a lemon tree to Julia, which then she made me get things for her, and because of that, it's greenhouse time tomorrow, and tomorrow it is, day 34. After actually completely rebuilding it, it has now like vegetables, it has stuff like beets, carrots, peppers, lemons, tomatoes, really cool. Also, Jax told me to go find Barbara in High Lake, so I guess that was progress towards the next location, I assume. I did go to High Lake and it just forcefully made me talk to her, so she wants me to meet her in Pinefall. Is that the last area? Oh, the temptation is there, but no, I must wait, at least for now. First, other quests, like Julia, which after completing the greenhouse, she gave me a lot, and oh, a lot of recipes, and I kinda bought the same one multiple times. Instead of buying, you know, like buying one and then it moves on to the other one on its own, I just assumed that it would do that, which it didn't. It just stuck on one of them, and I spammed my button to purchase, and I just bought like a bunch of the same one. Anyway, I did end up getting the other ones, which gave me the apron trophy for unlocking 20 recipes, and oh my god, there it is, level 2 kitchen. Okay, French onion soup time. Well, when I re-get all the ingredients again, because I did lose them. Also, level 2 kitchen challenge done. Now level 5 prestige. Okay, that's not that bad, since there is no heaters in this location and the kitchen doesn't take off that much decoration off. Day 35, French onion soup was at last mine. Let's go. I'm coming, Wade, I'm coming. This was once again like the Gus mission. This time around, Wade will collect garbage around the B&B. Holy moly, this is actually incredibly useful. Also, I got the trash culture trophy for getting him to work for me. We're actually just winning back to back. Not only will he collect like the most valuable currency, well, gold is pretty valuable, but this is also like really valuable inside of the game. Since those quests were finally done, I did feel like it was time to go meet Barbara in Pinefall, just to progress a bit more through the story, which I dare say is actually now my new favorite location. It just looks like a normal like forest, but it just looks so cozy and cool. It's just a vibe. I kind of love it. Here I did meet Barbara, of course, and Finn, and this location's B&B is 3 huge cabins. Oh, this is going to be the true challenger, won't it? I did try to make some progress before sleeping, like cleaning up a bit of them, just, you know, to make my life a bit easier later down the line. Day 36 started with the cabins, and I got one done and reopened, and because of that, I did get the End Gamer trophy. Now, on top of that one being fixed, Barbara delved into some of her lore and the lore on the valley. Interesting. Long story short, she worked here, got bad, big fire, bad people. Honestly, it's actually kind of very interesting, but also confusing, mainly with the bad people, regime, whatever. Still interesting though. These stories were actually unlocked bit by bit because I had to Basically reopen one cabin and the second cabin and the third cabin. Basically every cabin I got new lore. She then tasked me with delivering steel to Ipswich for a museum. Excuse me? Why is this game not calming down? I'm so many hours in and I am only now unlocking more and more new things. And also on top of all of that, I got one of the things that I was just waiting forever to unlock, and that is the Prospector's Gear. Essentially, this will allow me to clear huge debris around the area that will unlock new locations to go exploring, so that's super exciting. Day 37, the cabins quests already started off a bit rough, so I might hold off on them for now. I also realized that there is like a whole bunch of new blueprints to be purchased, but just like the cabins, I gotta wait because I have no money and it's museum time, baby. After I talked with Ipswich, I had to go back to Charlotte, but unfortunately my ADHD, short attention span, brain rot, brain TikTok, brain, whatever you want to call it, made me just go over to this rock pile and clear it instead before we went to Charlotte. And I got a new location, the beachside. Very cool, yes indeed. Turns out that this was just like always here and it's connected to that other like lighthouse location. Here I did find two different discs that said they were quest stuff, and then this gate fence thing that I can't open until I get a crowbar. Okay, anyway, that did itch my brain just to get one of those locations open finally, so off I went to Charlotte, which was the actual quest, and she said she'll do something if I get her 50 lilies. Man, she really likes these charcoal lilies, doesn't she? I'm on 23, so I guess it's gonna take a few days. So it was day 38 time. Today, officially, all the motel quests were finally done. This meant I got the holiday spin trophy, which was for essentially getting everything done in here. It kind of feels weird that I did this before the dinky shed. I did end up getting a cozy sweater from this. Hank looks now very distinguished and very dapper, yes. I also made away the dumpster thingy here, and oh my god, he wants 620 coins a day. Oh, well, I guess the garbage collecting is a really tough job. From there, I searched for more rock piles just to get stuff open, and I found one in sawdust, which I did get a bit annoyed at first because I thought it just brought me to the normal side of Pinfall, but thankfully it was like a new area. I did find like this weird rock pile statue thing and then some pretty solid loot by it. I'll take it. Day 39, I finally got all the charcoal lilies for Charlotte and got a steel feather from her. Okay, off I went to Barbara to talk about it, where she told me I could now display it at a museum, which did unlock a new museum podium thing. I guess museums are the new location for Pinefall. After that was completed, oh no. Barbara now wants me to collect 50,000 coins. I'm at 30k, which isn't too bad, but that's a lot. Okay, I decided to make some bedrooms in Pinefall just to progress and stuff, and I actually decided to make them very strategic this time, just to make my life easier. Turns out people need heating here too, so I might also just wait with this, just because I am in no mood to do it right now, especially after finding out the 50,000 gold she needs. Day 40, Wade proved me wrong for his price point, since he did get me quite a lot of trash. I also remembered that Winterberry existed, and turns out Jax has a quest for me also. He wants 3 plum schnapps. Also, Julia has a quest. Everyone is like piling on at once, aren't they? She wants me to make her a cheesecake. You know, I thought you're a chef, Julia. Can you not just make it yourself? But fine, I worked on those. And as I did that, I kind of noticed that I could have bought charcoal lilies all along at Ipswich, but they're actually at a pretty high price. So that makes me feel a bit better. Day 41, turns out I need a level 3 kitchen since I need to sous vide. I probably butchered that, but oh well. Thankfully, I did actually have the ability to get the blueprints for it, which I did. Money's starting to go really down, isn't it? Anyway, made the stuff and gave the cheesecake to Julia, which gave me the hot cuisine trophy. She can now be my chef. Oh, this is going to be big, isn't it? No more trying to take care of the goddamn food at the diner. Also, I gave Jax the plum schnapps and got the Dog Days trophy. Now he'll take care of the heating for me. Oh my god, back to back, ladies and gentlemen, back to back. We are going pretty incredibly well right now, okay? Let's hope it keeps going strong. From there, I did just decide to work on the farmhouse for the rest of the day.
Well, this one is not such a fun fact because it actually involves the devs, something that I wanted to talk about and I felt like I had to talk about, but I didn't want to ruin the mood of the video at the beginning. And this involves specifically one of the devs, unfortunately, getting cancer. And it's an awful thing, and it's one of the things that's actually delaying the making of a new game updates, because obviously the dev team is trying to help out their friend, which I think is just an incredible thing. And like, cancer sucks. Cancer is an awful, awful thing. But there's something that I want to read you from one of their blog posts or whatever that was, where they talk about actually this. And I have a really, actually kind of more happy bit of it that I want to read you out. And it's one of the things where they say, step 1, kick Cancer's ass. Step 2, make more bear stuff. Step 3 was just a bunch of question marks. And step 4, profit and make more games for years to come. And I think that's a good thing to be looking at, like for the dev team, to be trying to look at like the good side of everything. And I really hope that, the dev pulls through. They beat that Cancer, because hell freaking yeah. And yeah, let's get back into the video. Sorry for the mood change. I just felt like I had to mention it because it's such a big part of the dev team and why they're still stuck in the Christmas update, because they're like a few teammates down.
In Game 42, finally the Dinky Shed last quest was completed, which meant I got the 3rd trophy back to back, which was a lot with a little. Good progress, good progress. I got the pine shirt from that one and I just never used it. And from there I actually noticed Ipswich also has a quest for me again. He wants me to make him spinach stromboli. Everyone, food. So off I went to the farmhouse, which was kind of going well. Got Julianne waiting here at a pretty high price. Need to get Prestige 5 on the place, and the money was really going down because of them. So sleep and getting guests is now essential to get to that 50k as fast as possible. So day 43, I started with some management and collecting resources, which allowed me to find out Tony, my boy, has a request for a small bear carving. Everyone is just giving me quests now. Oh my god, look at me, I'm so popular. And also, while I was still in Sawdust, I found a new way back home to Mom and the other guys, so that was neat. And as for the rest of the day, I just worked on Prestige 5 in the farmhouse. Day 44, I decided to get the Mattis Max trophy, which was for getting all the bus stops repaired. And then after that, Prestige 5. Finally. But at what cost? Everything is now just ugly and chaotic. And then I got this quest. I need to host 2 guests with the Birdwatcher trait. What the hell is that? Guess I'll just wait and see. Day 45, I got the Beyond Comp Bear trophy, which was for getting 100 perfect reviews. That's a lot. Like, I'm actually doing pretty solid. I think I'm panicking for nothing. From there, I did some management and then decided to look for the small bear for Tony, which turns out I can just buy at Took's dumpster trash thing, garbage, whatever. So that was pretty easy. And because of that, I got a small bag of steel balls. Okay, guess Charlotte wants lilies for that. So is it a museum part? Very interesting. From there, I was just struggling for the rest of the day to figure out what the hell was the spinach thing Ipswich wanted. And in day 46, somehow the Birdwatcher quest was done for the farmhouse. It just happened. I guess I should just let some of these happen. But now I need 25-star reviews. Thankfully, this is the last one for this location. So after that's done, it'll be trophy time. And since that's the case, it means Winterberry is reopened, ladies and gentlemen. But before I do that, I still need some work in the farmhouse to ensure it gets 5 stars and that one can just automatically be completed. And the main concentration I had to do was actually on the food, so I upped its level, which kind of made it more expensive, like really expensive daily. Oh well. Day 47, I got the spinach stromboli done, which surprisingly was not for a museum part, but instead for a shop that Ipswich decided to reopen or open in Pinefall. Wait, why did he do that? Why is this the only place that gets a shop instead of A24? How difficult is Pinefall? Oh no. This did make me panic a bit and kind of made me want to just get a head start on Pinefall because I do have those rooms. So day 48, it was just Pinefall grinding. Day 49, instead of, getting the place open to guests, I rage quit because I still don't understand the heating. Oh, how silly I was. Instead, I did go work on the Steel Balls quest, which actually turns out that Twiggy, a character I don't think I actually ever mentioned, is just someone that chills with Charlotte the Witch. Twiggy wants me to get them a game. It's called The Day of the Fields. How the hell do I get that? Is that the fidget spinner thing? Or I'm sorry. The fidget spinner thing? God, how old does that show I am? I sometimes forget they're like from 2017 and I feel like nope. Kids of people just use them anymore. Then again, 2017 wasn't that long ago, was it? Wait, 7 years ago? No. That can't be. Day 50, I finally figured out that the freezing thing people have is the bug. Thank you, Reddit. It was actually day 50. Reddit is a saving grace. Day 51, I also finally figured out how the recycling machine works. Back-to-back big brain moments. Thank you very much. Day 52, the Pinefall quest for Finn was done. So that means that the next one is now, video game related. Perfect. Hopefully it involves Twiggy. So off I went to Oliver. Who would you look at that? Wanted one of those discs I found a while back at the beach. And with that, again, would you look at that? I got the Twiggy game. progress. Twiggy did end up giving me an old magnet, which again is a museum part since Charlotte just wants charcoal lilies for that. A lot of them, okay? I guess that's just gonna be what characters give me from now on. I guess it's the end game thing. So from there, I just went back to Finn to make some more progress, and goddamn, now he wants me to build 6 level 5 bedrooms and 3 level 4 bathrooms. Biggest problem with this is, for making a level 5 bed, I need to get like a good few resources, which isn't a bad thing, but I do need the silk sheets, which is bad because this thing either can be found in like chests one time, or you have to pay 350 coins each. That's a lot. I'm still trying to get that 50k, which is just looking worse and worse and worse every single day. So I did end up buying 32 of those. That did allow me to make 4 beds, and I also bought a level 4 bathroom blueprints just because I could make progress on that, and that was a pretty big hit to the savings. I kind of need food also in this area, which means I might have to get Julian here. I'm literally going to go broke. The money is just disappearing within a matter of minutes of playing this game. Day 53 did help a bit since I got the easy street trophy for making 100,000 coins. Oh really? I made 100,000 coins. Where is it then? It's like, where is it? How did I spend that much already so that I'm so broke? I just now realized also that I'm not actually doing the Finn quests. I don't know why. He did end up bugging out a little bit, but somehow the play card or the sign ones have already activated. So no wonder that one with like all the rooms and bedrooms was pretty insane. As for Finn, he instead wants me to make an arcade. That's more in line with the quest he literally just asked me to do with the video game. I do need that game that I did give to Twiggy, so oops, but also not oops, and off I went to Oliver because I know I can buy it off of him, and oh my god, it costs 499 coins. What? I need money. Fine, whatever. I got the arcade done, which was actually kind of sad because I did get a trophy called next time, and that meant that Finn was gone, like for good. Finn's quests are officially complete. He wanted me to make an arcade. Oh my god, the secret message. It's a video game within a video game, and okay, it's okay. Oh, I'll miss you, buddy. I decided to work on the museum parts, and I did get a magical magnet for that. Will this bring back Finn? Will I be able to magically magnet him back? Okay, whatever, I don't care. I miss you, buddy, but we gotta move on. In day 54, I finally decided to go and have at it with the Winterberry ski resort, since now I have an understanding on how that heating, food, and overall everything works. Just experience is going to make this relatively fast, hopefully. So I chipped away at the quests. I got a lounge and a theater done, improved some of the bedrooms, and would you look at that? I got the iced out trophy for getting all the trinkets, which means I got a pager. Oh my god. Okay, no more build up. Ladies and gentlemen, this and the measuring tape are genuinely saving graces for this game. It makes it so much better because you see, the pager allows me to access every single B&B from absolutely anywhere. No more running around every single day. It'll save me so much time and allow me to grind out through these trophies to hopefully be done by day 100. Yeah, this, I'm really annoyed I didn't unlock sooner. I could have if I locked in on Winterberry, and would have made life so much easier, but you know what? It's done. That's a good thing. I got it in day 54. Let's look at the positive side. Now I do need prestige 6. Are you kidding me? How am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to get... Oh my god, it's gonna take forever, isn't it? Day 55 thankfully did give me some good news. It allowed me to complete the farmhouse quest, which did let me get the Happy Herschel trophy. Let's go. That means that now we only have Winterberry and Pinefall literally left. Also, I got some funny pants. Look at me. I'm looking all goofy, silly. This did allow me to save a lot of money, since now it means that I can completely shut down the farmhouse once Julia is done serving up the last guests, which will allow me to save money and actually start making progress on that damn 50k. I need to step up my game, ladies and gentlemen. So from day 56, I started to count the amount that I made every single day. Today I made 5k. Well, I made it from the people who stayed the other nights. It doesn't matter. I still made 5k. Also, I managed to get prestige 4 in Winterberry, which was really good progress. Day 57, I made 6k, which is better, but it's somehow just all gone because Julia and Jax are just consuming it all. So I think I'm just gonna let Pinefall completely die out. It's too big of a hit to the savings right now. Day 58, just work on prestige stuff. That's about it. Day 59, I noticed that I'm paying everyone at the ski resort almost 2,000 daily. these numbers are kind of insane. I'm gonna try to figure out something better for that. Day 60, I made 2.1k. Not the best, not the worst. I did end up getting rid of jacks just so I can improve the heaters myself and save some of the money, hopefully. And then with that, in day 61, I did actually make 7.5 thousand coins, which is very good. And that again was kind of it. If you can't tell, this is the boring-ish parts of the playthrough, just because this was just me locking in and actually doing what you're supposed to do in this game. Day 62 only made 1,000, but that's mainly because some of the guests decided to stay for 2 days, like the ones that I got in. So tomorrow should hopefully be a pretty big income. And yeah, prestige 6 work, nothing else. I'm on 299 out of 400. Not the worst, not the best. Day 63, I'm not entirely sure how much I made, but it was clearly a lot because look, I'm up to 17,000 coins now altogether. Day 64, I made 5,000, and with that I'm up to 21k already. And finally I made it to prestige 6. That was such a pain with having to save all the money and just trying to make the lounge stuff and stuff like that. It was just too long, but you know what, I did it, and that means that the next one requires me to make a level 2 lounge. I don't have the blueprint, so that means bye bye money. Thankfully I did manage to get the quest for Kian, remember him? Yeah, that guy that I found. He now wants me to get him 10 honey. That's actually not that hard. I can even do that very fast, which I actually did, and I got the broken mirror. Museum parts. At least he didn't ask me to cook him anything. Day 65, I made 4k, and I decided I'll just go work on that mirror thing, which just gave me a giant mirror. Okay. It appears Charlotte herself also has a quest now, and she wants 100 charcoal lilies. What is she doing with these? Day 66, on top of collecting the charcoal lilies, I did get 6,000 coins, bringing me up to 26,000. Over halfway there, finally. Also, I went to Pinfall and finally put in all those museum parts, which got me thinking, since I am really close to 50,000, maybe I get a head start into Pinefall now. The only big issue would be the food, so I decided to cook, and cook I did, and I just made french fries, which were just the easiest thing to make. They might not have a high level, but at least they were fast to make. Then in day 67, I made 4.5 thousand, looked into the trophies and realized that there was an easy-ish one that required me to rebuild all those bear statues. Remember the one that I told you about, the one in 824? That's good progress. Also, Winterberry quests were finally being done, bringing me to 30,000 coins. And last Winterberry quest, which is get 30 5-star reviews. Oh boy. While I was working on the bears, I learned that Oliver had a quest, which also, again, funny enough, I had the golden disc, which he needed, so that's really good progress. And I got the Cobra dinner game. The hell am I meant to do with this? Also, I decided to look into his store, and it turns out that it costs 4,999 coins for this game. You know what? I'm probably gonna keep it. Like, what? Day 68, I made 7k, bringing me up to 35k. We're doing really good progress. And then I just made the bears. Like, I hunted for them and tried to make them. The hunt did continue into day 69. Thankfully, I did end up getting the last bear, and I did get the Burst Friends trophy, and also just collected some lilies for Charlotte. Day 70, I'm up to 45,000 coins. Hopefully tomorrow will be the day. It might not, because I'm like 5 off of the last few lilies, and my curiosity is getting the best of me as to what Charlotte could want with 100 charcoal lilies, so I decided to buy them. Am I stupid? Yes, turns out very much, because it was just a museum part. I could have waited. You know, museum parts are good for the trophy because there is one for collecting all of them, but I really could have waited. Day 71, I made 6,000, which unfortunately didn't bring me up to 50,000. What? No way. No way me buying those lilies didn't do that. To make matters even worse, it did bring me up to it brought me up to 49,922. So close. It's not even funny at this stage. It's just sad. It's just sad. Okay. It's day 72, and yes, I did get the 50,000. And the 3's a crowd trophy for hosting 500 guests. Okay, you know what? I'll take it. 2 good news back to back in the same day. Because of the money, Barbara did tell me the rest of the money. Supposedly, the world, like as a whole, collapsed. How extreme was the regime, and why is it all connected to a random forest in the middle of nowhere, where this world revolved around this BNB? It did get like pretty wild, I will be honest, and it sparked my interest a bit. From there, I did get the Where's the Smoke trophy for that, and now a new quest, get the lighthouse fixed, which gave me a crowbar. And would you look at that, I got the Unforeseen Consequences trophy. Wow, day 72 is jam-packed, isn't it? The reason I got that is because I had the crowbar. Thankfully, because I explored that beach a few days ago, I do know where I'm supposed to use it. And before I went there, I spotted Peter Griffin. Yes, the Peter Griffin. Okay, this is getting old, but it's kind of crazy that he looks like him. Like, why does he look so much like Peter Griffin? This was genuinely such a nice surprise, and I kind of love all the little references that nerds of other things would really appreciate. I'm the nerd of other things, that's me. From there, I fixed up the lighthouse, and it showed me a cruise ship. Oh, was that the thing that she wanted the radio for? That kind of makes sense, I guess. Also with the lighthouse. Will this get more guests in? I guess I'm gonna go back to her and tell her the good news. This part, the more that I think about it, the more it makes me... We'll get into it. Basically, I found her hat. She was gone. My first idea was, oh my god, she died. Somehow was like, my job is done here. More people are gonna come in and stuff like that. Peter did end up ruining the moment because I was actually kind of really heartbroken as the gamer personally side of things. I decided to ask around the place, and turns out Sabine didn't know where she was. Also, Sabine has her own quest, so I have to get that done before I find out where Barbara actually is gone. So first I need to cook her 2 chili macs. Then in day 73, I did do that. She did tell me that she saw Barbara at the beach, which is actually surprisingly a very important place in this game. So I went there, and at the dock there was a postcard, which aside from what it actually means, somehow spoke to Hank, which was a very interesting experience. And it turns out that Barbara escaped. She is on the cruise ship. But the way she's on the cruise ship is, now that I think of it, kind of annoying. She's the one that brought in the Voyage Pawn people. She's the one that brought in Finn. She's the one that somehow manifested Hank into doing all of her work for her. She's the one that made me get 50,000 coins to pay for her voyage. She's the one that now left Hank, who after finding out this discovery was absolutely heartbroken. And you know what? I went from being like, oh, that's nice. She gets to, you know, finish her life off and go explore the oceans. It actually now really annoys me because not only did she not say goodbye to Hank, who kind of decided to be connected to her, and I know it's just a bear, she was, dare I say, a bit of a bitch about this whole situation. Like, for the game to do that, it's kind of interesting because it made me go through 3 different emotions. It made me go through the first one I had when I played the game. It made me go through the second one I had where I was like, oh, she's actually a bad guy when I was writing the script. And now as I'm reading it, I'm now realizing the 50,000 was actually to pay for her trip itself, which is, yeah, kind of scummy of her. I did get a trophy for it though, called the Out of the Shore trophy because of all of this, and at the very end of the day I did actually get a far better story from now on because Jax wants me to go talk to him, and I will be honest, the story from here did become quite peak. I did really enjoy it. So apart from Barbara and all of that stuff, we're gonna forget about her and go talk to Jax, which after doing that he told me to go interact with Kian, which thankfully is now for an actual normal nope, never mind, he wants me to cook him a meal. Why do they all want meals? I'm going insane. Okay, fine, I'm gonna cook it for him. Fine. So in day 74 I made the soup that Kian wanted, and from there I actually got another sad part of the game. This one actually did make me sad because it turns out that he is a bear cat. And if you can't tell, this is very much not a habitat for a bear cat, and it turns out that he got taken by humans, and because of that he really doesn't like them, which makes, you know, complete sense and really does kind of give depth to him, and I really do appreciate that. From there he told me to talk to the 3 horned devils by the sea. I wonder who that could be. Of course, it was the bats. When I talked to them, you guessed it, they asked me for some more food, which in day 75, before I got the peach cobbler that they asked for, there was actually some really good news. The Winterberry 25 reviews were done. Wait, I thought I said it was 30. Whatever, they're done. Which means I got the Brand Budapest trophy. Ooh, cozy winter hat. Nice. This now means we're officially down to finishing only one more location, which is Pinfall. For the rest of the day, I kind of struggled to make the correct thing for the bats since it says it's peach and I just kind of assumed I had it and I was just making any peach possible. So I realized I just never bought the recipe for it, which actually made me also realize I can get a trophy for just purchasing all of them, which I did, and I got the Gordon Blue trophy. I like the names. Not only the references, but also the names of the trophies are really good. From there, I finally made the damn thing and off I went to the bats, which now they want me to find evidence of the bird god. I should really read what the hell they're saying. Anyway, I tried to figure out on my own what I was supposed to do, so I just wandered around a bit and actually ended up at Dark Grove, where there seems to be a pile of rocks, which I had no idea about. I did get the gear to clear it out in day 77, and wow, I'm in a cave now. This game just keeps on surprising me. It's day 77. I'm countless hours in and it's still giving me so many surprises. You know, this does certify peak game in my opinion. There's actually like a lot of locked doors in here and I can't find the evidence of the bird. So after that, I just kind of gave up because I assumed this might just not be the location and thought, wait a minute, there was that bird feather I got for the museum. Yeah, no, that wasn't it as well. Since that theory failed, I just decided to look it up. And would you look at that? In fact, the caves were the location where the bird feathers are at, and even more specifically, they're literally at the entrance. I was just too distracted by the idea of there being like completely humongozoid caves in this game as well. Okay. After I headed back to the bats, they gave me like a cutscene of a very spooky bird and they want me now to go like look at it, talk to it. They gave me like a key. You want me to go talk to that? I mean, okay. I did also get a bird god trophy for just learning of the bird god. Day 78, off I went to the door, which I actually remembered which one it was because there's like 3 of them and they all had like unique keys, and this one's like a fuzzy key, doesn't matter. And inside there was no scary looking bird. In fact, there was just a very posh, egotistical bird who wanted me to cook him something. Of course he did. Before I did that, I did actually loot a chest that was beside him in this room, and I got a rusty key, which is also for a different door. Very interesting. Instead of going to cook him the meal, I just went through that door and found like a rock fox statue and some plants and stuff like that. This place is really big and spooky. I kind of love it. And then from there, I found even another door. It's the mysterious stag carving that needs an onyx tine. They're just making stuff up at this stage, aren't they? Day 79, I got the food for the so-called bird god, or just Vlad as he's called, who was a bit of an ass about everything, but turns out he was also robbed at the exact same time with Kian by the humans from a different habitat. This actually kind of explains his behavior. The bad dudes are gonna absolutely love what they're gonna find out about their egotistical parrot. Surprisingly, they took it very well. Like, they did not get angry in any way. They were just kind of like, oh, maybe we made a mistake. And they did mention something that really sparked Hank's attention, and that was more bears. And more specifically, ones that died during that fire that I talked about multiple times for the story. You see, Hank and his mom are like the only ones left here, so the game tasks me with asking around to learn more, which I was gonna do until it hit me. Like, why would I ask Oliver or Sabine? Of course, the character you want to ask is his mom, which I did, and yep, there it is. But she wants food. Well, tea. Because she's really stressed about talking about it. So on day 80, I got the damn spicy tea done and asked her finally, which turns out Hank had a brother that unfortunately died trying to rescue his friends during the fire. And then Hank and his mom and his friends just ended up running away to this location. This kind of did make like a sweet to sad moment and made me realize that this is really where the game shines. With other parts of unlocking B&Bs, it feels like you were really just building up to this part of the story. The epilogue, as it calls itself. I did actually get the key for that deer stag door thingy, so there's even more. This game is really not calming down, and it makes me really appreciate it. I really should start concentrating on some of these trophies, but I am getting ones for doing this stuff. So in day 81, I found the door again after a long time of searching for it. And speaking of long, there was actually this insanely long tunnel that just led me to a fox, and that wasn't a statue, and it was actually Eris, the god, like a god. There is a god. It's not a bird, it's a fox. It was a very bizarre interaction. It involved a lot of back and forth where the fox got really mad a lot at Hank because Hank is a bit of an idiot inside of this game. But at the end of the day, he did learn that the big scary bird that he had all the way back before day 1 even started in his dream was actually another god. And turns out that there's like a bunch of other gods. The bird god itself is called Kai, and it implies that it could still be alive because according to Eris, the fox god, it was presumed to be dead, and that's why everything was just abandoned. There's a lot of gods, I'm saying this word too many times, representing humanity and stuff like that, which is also even more interesting things that I really appreciate the game delving into. Eris did give me another onyx thing, but this time it's a stone, and I'm supposed to open a door with it or something. I don't really know. He just gave it to me, and I just was supposed to learn stuff about it, which thankfully Oliver did know, and he wanted me to buy a jeweler's kit off of him because he was like, oh, it's a bit of a pricey thing, I'm not gonna give it to you for free, and it cost me 9,500 fine, I'll do it. I'm way too intrigued by the story. From there, I looked around and did not know where to find this location, but thankfully, through some trial and error, turns out it was actually up in High Lake, the top right corner, basically super close to the farmhouse and farm itself. And when I opened this rock pile with this weird jeweler's kit, I got a trophy for discovering Hollow Gate. Crazier and crazier this game gets. In this Hollow Gate, I did find a bird and actually got the official lore of what really happened during that fire. Turns out it wasn't really humans that did it, but instead it was Kai battling the stag god himself, Thine, because it was like a bad guy, and through that I presume Thine is dead because that's how they imply it, and unfortunately Kai ended up being stuck in this location until me, or Hank, ended up finding him, and that was really it. Kai is free, the story is done. Was there really a regime, or was it really just the god representing the regime, and there was huge fires and gods battling and it caused feuds on the planet or this world? Very fascinating and really makes you think. I do really appreciate the story at the end of the day, and apart from, you know, the other stuff being very basic, it did delve into some fascinating topics and is the reason why I really appreciate indie games. Also on top of that, I did get the Freedom Trophy. Officially ending the story, it was realistically pretty solid. So in day 82, I'm on 39 out of 44 trophies, meaning I have basically Pinfall just left to do, which should like reward me with most of the trophies. And so that's what I did, just worked on it. I did get pleated beige pants, making Hank even look more like a businessman. That's a big change from, you know, finding gods to just going back to being a B&B business bear. Oh my god. Also, there's not that many challenges in Pinefall, since I assume this is the last one, as I need to get 50 people just to come into the place. No, that's a lie. There's so many. What a fool I was. Anyway, as I thought that was the last quest, I just got to decorating on day 83 and worked on museum parts, since that's like the only other trophy that I really need to make work on. Turns out Claire also has a quest for me, which I completed relatively fast because I had this stuff. Then she gave me a thing for a museum part. Day 84, nothing too crazy, nothing to talk about there. Day 85 got museum stuff, which kind of just made me want to look up where the last ones were at, just to speed up the process. Day 86, talked to Took for one, which he gave me a busted carry-on. And as for the last museum part, from what I was able to find out, is from Annie, as she gave me the discounted dog collar for completing her quest. Day 87, I got everything done for them, and there it is, the Silly Lily trophy. Those lilies are very silly. Day 88, I thought I could afford all the blueprints for the trophy, but math was not mathing, because I do need a trophy of purchasing all of the blueprints, so I did not get that. Day 89, I did though. I got the know-it-all trophy, and I guess now all that's left is just wait for the 50 reviews, since everything else should come from it. So day 90 and day 91 were just nothing but AFK. Day 92 got the 50 reviews and realized it was extremely far away from getting done the play card challenges. So yeah, got to work on the ones that were coming up. I would go all over it, but it's honestly just room building, improving, and that's the same thing over and over, and we've already been here for a long video. So day 93 to day 95 was just me waiting for the ones with guests needing traits, so this one took a while unfortunately. Day 96 was me realizing that we're very close to day 100, but more upgrading quests. And then trait ones. This Pinefall location really likes that. I should have really done that before. Day 97 all the way to day 101 was just me waiting for those. We have officially crossed day 100 unfortunately. And then in day 102, the last quest requires me to get 30 5 out of 5 star reviews, and this is officially the last one. So many days pass. Day 109, ladies and gentlemen, this was officially the 100% and platinum day. I got the decked out, gone the distance, and impossible platinum all in one day. This was a big boy, but I honestly loved absolutely every single little bit of it, and I couldn't recommend the game to you more. Seriously, it is truly peak.
Well, that's it for the video. It took me 109 days to basically platinum it. That's my little bear, Ella. She has to cameo in every single video. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe, like the video. I'm again getting attacked by insects. I don't know, maybe this bear costume is attracting them. As per usual with outros, this is the option of me just to talk about the video. I've used this Pupu Kaka mic that cost me like $100, €100, whatever you want to say. So sorry for no quality for the intro, outro. Fun fact, I'm trying to upgrade. It costs a lot of money, but that's where you guys come in, because I just got to thank you for subscribing, liking, watching the other videos. Don't worry if you're here from Viva Piñata, Stardew, whatever else. I will be making those videos continued. I just want to expand my... expand my plate. I want to expand my catalog. Thank you to my beautiful fiance. She's recording this as per usual. Yeah, so there's going to be other games. I think I'm working on like 5 different videos right now. It's getting out of control. There will be a time where I will unfortunately slow down with the uploads. I'll probably explain that at some point. I'm still thinking of doing memberships, but I feel like there's not enough people to potentially do that. If you're interested in that, subscribe. That'll let me know that I should start a membership. You coming? I want them to see if you have anything to say. I have a bed. Oh God, don't eat it. Oh no. It's covered in dog drool now. I hope you can hear me. Yeah, subscribe, like, if you want to see more stupid skits and fun facts where I become a bear. I have a very stupid idea for the next Viva Pinata video. And yeah, me and Ella say goodbye. See you guys in the next one. Thank you. Love you all, or something. I'd eat it right now, but I'm not going to do that.